everyone, and welcome back to BCAT Youth Arts YouTube channel. If you haven't tuned into any of my other videos, they focus mainly on mental health. So in this video, I'm going to be focused on how May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And what Mental Health Awareness Month does is raise awareness about mental illness and mental health conditions, as well as to help fight the stigma that is held against individuals and groups that experience mental illness and mental health conditions. And another big important thing is that it lets people know that they are not alone in this. If you are experiencing mental health symptoms or have a mental condition, then you're not alone. Millions of people experience this every year. And so in this video, we're going to go through some facts about mental illness, as well as the mental health conditions that there are, and kind of how the stigma came about and why it's important for us to raise awareness and to fight that stigma. According to the National Alliance on Mental Health, 1 in 5 adults experience a mental illness each year, and 1 in 6 youth ages 6 to 17 experience a mental health disorder each year. Suicide is the second leading cause of death in people ages 10 to 34 in the U.S., and it is the 10th leading cause of death overall in the U.S. These facts give you a little bit of information on how common experiencing mental illness and mental health conditions are. So let's go into what the different mental health conditions are that people have experienced and are experiencing every year. The different mental health conditions that people can experience are anxiety, depression, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder or ADHD, bipolar disorder, borderline personality disorder, dissociative disorders, eating disorders, obsessive compulsive disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder or PTSD, psychosis, and schizophrenia. Mental health conditions are a condition that affects people's thinking, their feeling, their behaviors, and their mood. They can affect people's day-to-day life and also their ability to relate to other people. And the causes of mental health conditions are extremely varied, and it's not the same for every person. So it can be genetic, it can be environmental, it can be from lifestyle choices, it can be from a stressful job or a stressful home life. It also can be due to a traumatic event that had happened to you, as well as the brain structure that you might have or a biochemical reaction that's happening within your brain. So there's not one cause for a mental health condition, and it's different for every person. But that's why treatment is so important, because it helps you work through what those causes were and helps you be able to get to the point where it's not affecting your everyday life and it's not affecting the way that you can relate to people or your relationships. The stigma surrounding mental illness and mental health conditions is the negative view or belief that this condition is a negative aspect of life and it is a disadvantage to you, and it causes people to discriminate or have prejudice against people that are experiencing these conditions. And this derives from early on in history, when people believed that those exhibiting these symptoms and these illnesses were possessed by demons, and that caused a lot of fear and discrimination. And then that kind of transpired into people being ashamed of family members or children that had mental illnesses, leading them to be institutionalized, and societally, people with mental illnesses were not treated very well. This evolved, and now we have mental health care systems in place to help people, and it's amazing, but there are still some people that hold those negative views about people with mental illnesses. So what this stigma can create for people that are experiencing a mental health condition, it can lead them to not want to go get help or to feel ashamed about what they are experiencing. It can also lead to them engaging in poor behaviors like turning to drugs and alcohol. It can also lead to interpersonal issues, like we said before. Sometimes mental illnesses can lead to the inability to relate to other people. So creating and maintaining relationships is especially hard when you feel like someone is kind of looking down on you or think that what you're experiencing is negative. And this can affect your self-identity and your self-image and your confidence in what you can do in life, or maybe think that you aren't deserving of what the normal or average person is capable of achieving in life. So the effects of the stigma are so influential on how people with mental illnesses view themselves, as well as how often they're going to go and receive treatment or try and help themselves. So decreasing the stigma and raising the awareness of the fact that the stigma exists is so important for helping those that are experiencing mental health issues. Millions of people experience mental illness and mental health conditions every year, and these conditions affect emotional, physical, social, and financial areas of life. So with it being so widespread, it is so important to raise the awareness of, number one, that you are not alone if you are experiencing these things, and number two, so as communities we can support the people that need it, that need access to mental health care, that need that support from their surrounding community, rather than a stigma that's going to be pushing them down and making them feel like they're lesser, or making them feel like there is something wrong with them when there's not. We all struggle with different things, and sometimes that's our mental health, sometimes it's our physical health, but either way, to raise the awareness and to fight the stigma against mental illness and mental health conditions is so important for creating a stronger and more accepting community. If you want more information on mental health conditions, the facts and statistics that I touched on earlier, as well as different treatments that are available for mental illness and mental health conditions, you can visit the National Alliance on Mental Illness. Their website is nami.org. And also, to end this video, if you or someone you know is struggling with their mental health, know that you are not alone. And there is help and there is support for you. And sometimes the hardest step is to reach out and ask for that support. I want to end this video by saying stay safe, stay healthy, and know that you are not alone. See you next time, guys.